Okay, so I have two gaming laptops here and both of them have two major issues. This one is big and heavy, like weighs in 2.5 kgs, not portable. This one here is lighter in weight, smaller in size, but the GPU is underclocked, meaning performance is capped. So the perfect laptop has to be somewhere in between. Yes. On paper, this brand new Asus TUF A14 seems to be the laptop. Latest Ryzen 9 AI CPU, RTX 4060, but most importantly, it is compact in size. Like for perspective, gaming laptops are usually 15.6 inches in size, but here it is 14 inches only. Which raises many questions, like can you even game on a 14-inch screen? Is the GPU underclocked? And most importantly, does it heat? Well, we have been using this laptop for a few days now, testing it, benchmarking it, playing games on it, and I must say, this laptop gets many things correct. But before we dive into the details, if this is your first time buying a laptop, here's what you get inside the box. Eco-friendly cardboard box, the laptop, some documentation, power cable, and a big charging brick. Like this is 200 watts. More on this in just a moment. Now, this is a gaming laptop, so performance is the key thing here. But before that, it does have some standout features. Like first and foremost will be the design. Because we have used other TUF laptops in the past and they have that gamery look, like flashy. But not here. This is completely opposite. It has a minimal looking design, no flashy RGB or anything. Just plain matte black metal on the top and on the bottom. Yes, Cyan doesn't like this, no RGB thing. But personally, I like it. I don't want my laptop grabbing attention in public and all that dick chick disco type. Now that's not even the best part. See this another gaming laptop, it weighs in around 2.2 kgs, but this one right here weighs in at 1.4 kg. And if I give my personal experience, I've been carrying this to the office daily in a small bag, in a big pack. I didn't feel uncomfortable or anything. Another interesting thing about this design is actually the vents. So you get these vents at the bottom, this is normal, and there are vents at the back to pull out hot air, again normal. But this time Asus has implemented a keyboard exhaust design. Like let me show you. See on the back the temperature is around 45 to 47 degrees, but if you see near the area on the keyboard where you touch the laptop, it is just 28-29 degrees. So what's happening here is the fans are positioned in such a way that it throws cool air from the keyboard, so you don't feel the heat on your fingers while you're gaming on the keyboards. And no more sweaty hands as well. Speaking of the keyboard, you get a 10 keyless design here, meaning you have the QWERTY keyboard here, but no numpad. Compact laptop is equal to compact keyboard. Also the keyboard is backlit, so typing in the dark was no issue. And again, minimalism, this is just white light, no RGB. The typing experience on this laptop was fine. Like I wrote a few scripts on this laptop and I had no issues whatsoever. Besides this, the trackpad here is also quite smooth and sufficiently big according to the size of the laptop. Now the trackpad is made up of glass material and supports all Windows gestures. Alright, now coming to performance, there are two stories here. One is the CPU story, the other is GPU. I'll go first. And here I'll have to explain a bit about AMD's naming scheme. There is Ryzen 3, Ryzen 5, Ryzen 7 and then Ryzen 9. Higher the number is equal to more performance. And then there is this table too, like U is for optimize, H is more performance, HX yada. So this laptop comes with the latest AMD Ryzen AI 9 HX 370 CPU, top tier stuff. It comes with 12 cores and 24 threads. Along with that, this variant has 32GB DDR5 RAM and 2 TB of NVMe storage. By the way, can you guys tell me why it shows 1.83 TB here and not 2 TB? Let me know in the comment section, we'll pin the best correct answer. So of course, doing regular stuff like watching movies, listening to music, writing documents, this laptop handles it like a champ, as it should. Now, one of the few concerns that we have with a compact laptop is, does it heat when you do heavy tasks? Well, to test that, we ran two CPU benchmarks and monitored the temperature using a software called Hardware Monitor. On Cinebench R23, it nearly scored 24,000 in multi-core and the temperatures was averaging around 88 degrees, which is good considering this is a thin laptop. Just for reference, this is a Core 9 Ultra H series CPU and this scores around 19,000 in the same Cinebench R23. Even on Geekbench 6, Ryzen 9 has higher score. And that's not it. AMD also went all in on the AI bandwagon. So this CPU has a dedicated NPU core to handle AI tasks. Compare this against Intel CPU, which also has a dedicated NPU. This AMD laptop is around 20% faster. That being said, I must point out one thing. As of now, the true potential of AI can only be seen in such benchmarks because A, most AI stuff like ChatGPT, Runway ML and all of that, they happen on the cloud. Your CPU is not used there. And B, as of now, not many software is tuned to take advantage of these dedicated cores on your CPU. So having an AI certified PC is good for the future, just not right now. And the second story is GPU, which is a pretty interesting one, and to narrate this tale, we have our gaming storytellers there. Like seriously, that's what you want to be called?
Well, I do love telling stories.
Gaming storyteller. Very specific, not any other story. Gaming story only. Jokes aside, you have been constantly playing games on this. So tell me, how does it perform?
Actually, pretty well. I played all the games, Cyberpunk, Forza, Red Dead Redemption 2 at 1920 by 1200 with ultra settings, ray tracing turned on, DLSS to quality. All the games ran well over 60 FPS. Even Hellblade, which is a very demanding title, ran pretty well on this.
So what's the GPU and TGP here?
Alright, so this runs on a RTX 4060 and it has a 100 watt TGP.
But wait, isn't that underclocked like 100 watt?
Well, technically yes, because other 4060s can go up to 140 watts of TGP,
Right.
and on paper this might seem 30% slower, but I've used both, and in real life with the same games at the same settings, this is just about 10% slower. And because of the mux switch, the battery life is also pretty decent.
Nice. Now, for those of you who don't know, here's what a mux switch does. There are two GPUs in a gaming laptop. Integrated GPU, lower performance but have a better battery life, and dedicated GPU, high performance, low battery life. So a mux switch is like a coordinator in between. It decides when to use the integrated GPU and when to use the dedicated GPU. So if you're doing regular stuff, the integrated GPU Radeon 890M here will be used, but when you're gaming, the RTX 4060 is used to give more performance. Also, when gaming, always connect with a power adapter, recommended. Another thing that actually complements gaming performance is the display. So this has a 165Hz refresh rate, and see here side by side against a normal 60Hz display, the animation on Windows looks so much smoother. Also, this is a NVIDIA G-Sync certified display. Now, in order to explain this, you need to know what vertical synchronization or what V-Sync is. Consider this flipbook. Like if I flip it at a very slow speed, you see individual pages, but if I flip it at a very high speed, it looks like a smooth, silky animation. Now, the pages of the flipbook are your game's FPS. If it falls below the refresh rate of the display, you can see the individual frames staying, which is called screen tear. Now, in order to prevent this, variable refresh rate like NVIDIA's G-Sync or AMD's FreeSync are used. It dynamically changes the refresh rate to match the game's FPS, so this ensures you have a smooth gaming experience. Besides this, you get a 14-inch 2K display, and it has 100% sRGB color gamut. Watching movies, even doing video editing on this display is nice. Another cool thing about this laptop is actually on the inside. See, if I open this, you have the RAM over here, fans over here, but you have a total of 2 NVMe slots. So if you want, you can also add storage up to 4 TB. Like, I love this, compact, minimal, and also upgradability. So these were the major things with this laptop. Other than this, you also get a few bells and whistles here and there. Like you have all the necessary ports. On the left, you have the audio jack, USB 3.2 Gen 2, Type-C USB 4 port. This supports PD charging, HDMI 2.1, and the proprietary power connector. On the other side, you get another USB port, Type-C port, and a micro SD card reader. Also, point to mention, both the Type-C ports support display out, so you can connect monitors via both of them. Also, you get a 1080p webcam, and this is how the picture quality and mic quality is. Better than a 720p webcam that you get in other gaming laptops. Also, for a gaming laptop, it has decent battery life. Like in non-gaming scenario, at around 70% brightness, this would easily last me around 7 to 8 hours, which is what you would expect. Now, you do get a 200 watt charging brick. This can take the laptop to 100% in about an hour or so. Also, the Type-C port here, both of them supports 100 watt of PD charging, so you don't need to carry the bulky charger everywhere. Now, I have two concerns with this laptop. First is the speakers. Like if I'm using it on the desk, the sound seems passable. But as soon as I take it on the bed or put it on a sofa, the sound is muffled, like you can barely hear it. That's because the speakers are positioned at the bottom here. By the way, this is not an issue with this laptop. Most gaming laptops have below average speaker, so you'll have to use external speakers or headphones. Now, my second concern is the price. Like this is a Ryzen 9 top tier CPU and an RTX 4060, and that costs 1.69 lakhs, which is on the higher side. That being said, I would personally say the TUF series as a laptop is pretty reliable. We have been using one in the office for quite some time now. Like we bought this TUF laptop for about 70 to 75,000. Like give me a hell yeah if you want us to do a dedicated video on this, and also tell us how you liked this one. On that note, this is signing off. See you in the next video. Pew, pew, pew.